How to complete the Submit Materials to the NCRTM Library form. Welcome to the tutorial on how to complete the Submit Materials to the NCRTM Library form, presented by the National Clearinghouse of Rehabilitation Training Materials, also known as NCRTM. This tutorial provides step-by-step instructions on how to complete the form to submit materials for consideration for the NCRTM Library. Any website visitor can submit materials for consideration. If accepted, your materials will appear in the NCRTM library within 2 weeks. If you are uncertain whether materials are appropriate for the NCRTM or have questions, please email ncrtm@neweditions.net. If you are a Rehabilitation Services Administration, RSA, grantee, you typically have about 90 days prior to the end of the life cycle of the grant to submit grant materials, more commonly referred to as grant products, to the NCRTM library. You should review the notice inviting applications, notice of final priority, and cooperative agreement as applicable for any requirements associated with dissemination, and ensure that products developed with grant funds are made available in the NCRTM library. In the YouTube description below, you can find a link to the NCRTM Guide for Product Submission and Transferring Websites, as well as a link to the video tutorial, which provides more details on the process and the requirements. Submit materials to the NCRTM Library. Let's review how to locate the form. Go to the NCRTM homepage by entering ncrtm.ed.gov in your internet browser. The navigation bar on the homepage contains links to direct you to specific NCRTM pages, such as the NCRTM Library, RSA funded and other resources, trainings and events, accessibility resources, and join the NCRTM network. Select Library. Once you are on the NCRTM Library page, select the Submit Materials to the NCRTM Library link on the top right of the page to go to the library submission form. Once on the form, you will first be prompted to enter your contact information. You will be prompted to enter your work email address. Please be sure to enter an email address that you check regularly. This will allow the NCRTM staff to contact you if there are questions about the submission. You will also be prompted to enter the name of your organization. Note that NCRTM does not give, share, sell, or transfer any personal information to a third party. After entering this information, you will be prompted to enter information about the material. You will first be prompted to indicate whether the material was funded by RSA. You can indicate yes, no, or I'm not sure. If you are an RSA grantee, be sure to select yes, then enter your PR award number where prompted. If you are unsure of your PR award number, please contact your RSA project officer. Next, you will be prompted to indicate if the material was produced under one of several RSA grant options. If so, select the grant associated. If not, you can skip this field. RSA grant options change depending on whether they are active. Some examples of options that may appear on the form include activities for underserved populations, assistance listing number 84315C, Disability Innovation Fund, Career Advancement Innovative Model Demonstration Program, assistance listing number 84421C, or VRTAC QE, Vocational Rehabilitation Technical Assistance Center for Quality Employment, assistance listing number 84264K. Next, you will be prompted to indicate if the material is accessible, Section 508 compliant. You can indicate yes, no, or I'm not sure. All materials must be accessible prior to submission to the NCRTM. NCRTM offers accessibility tutorials and guides on the NCRTM Accessibility Resources page. The Accessibility Resources page can be located using the navigation bar on the top of the page. Select Yes if the material is accessible and continue with your submission. Select No if the material is inaccessible, or select I'm not sure if you are uncertain and continue with your submission. If the material is inaccessible, the NCRTM staff will follow up with you to provide you with technical assistance. Next, you will be prompted to enter details about the material, including title of material, a brief description or summary of the material's abstract if applicable. This item is not required. The author of the material, i.e. the person who produced the material, the publisher of the material, i.e. the organization that produced the material, as well as the date to reference the material, such as the date it was created or the date it was published. Please note that some of these fields have character limits. To help you ensure you stay within the character limits, character counters are displayed to indicate how many characters you enter. After you have completed these fields, be sure to review them for accuracy. Next, you will be prompted to indicate one or more types for the material for the following options: annotated bibliography, case study, curriculum, glossary, information brief, internship material, resource, interpreting related, learning exercise, literature review, needs assessment, outreach material, partnership material, presentation that can be used by others, program management and implementation tool, sustainability plan, syllabus, training module, training video or webinar, workshop, other. Select this option if another material type applies. If you are unsure of which type or types to choose, select "What do these material types mean?" to go to a page of definitions. Next, you will be prompted to select one or more topic areas that apply to the material from the following options: accessibility, advocacy and empowerment, ASL English interpreting, assessment, business engagement, case management and community resources, counseling theories and techniques, diversity, education and transition, employment and career development, families, independent living services, lifespan aging human development, medical, functional, and environmental aspects of disability, professional and ethical practice, program evaluation, program management, psychosocial aspects of disability, rehabilitation services, RSA information, state-developed resource, supervision and staff development, TA Center information, Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, other. Select this option if another topic applies. If you are unsure of which topic or topics to choose, select "What do these topic areas mean?" to go to a page of definitions. Next, you'll be prompted to select suggested target audiences for the material from the following options: administrators, managers, educators, trainers, general audiences, parents or family members, people with a disability, service providers, sign language interpreters, vocational rehabilitation counselors. If you are unsure of which target audience or audiences to choose, select "What do these target audiences mean?" to go to a page of definitions. Next, you will be prompted to select one or more disability focuses from the material form from the following options: general, not applicable, autism, blindness, vision, communication, deaf blindness, deafness, hearing, intellectual or cognitive disability, learning disability, mobility, other chronic health conditions, psychosocial or mental health, traumatic brain injury, other disability focus. Select this option if another disability focus applies. If you are unsure of which disability focus or focuses to choose, select "What do these disability focuses mean?" to go to a page of definitions. The next section of the submission form focuses on uploading the material and/or adding a web link to the material. You can upload the material if it is a document such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, or PDF file. Select the Choose Files button and select the document you wish to upload. After selecting the file, a description field will appear. Enter a short descriptive name for the file that will help users understand what they are downloading. This field is particularly useful if you are uploading multiple files. If you would like to include another file, select Choose Files again and follow the same process. If applicable, you can enter a web link to the material if it is located on another website. Enter the web link in the URL space provided on the form. Briefly describe the material in the link text box. For example, if entering the URL https://ncrtm.ed.gov/, the descriptive link text entered could be the NCRTM website. Next, please review all information you entered and select on the entire NCRTM Library Online Submission form for completeness and accuracy. Once you have finished your review, you may need to complete a CAPTCHA. A CAPTCHA is a security feature to prevent spammers and hackers from submitting materials to the NCRTM. The CAPTCHA that appears on the NCRTM Library Online Submission form is a question. For example, the CAPTCHA may ask, "What color is the sky?" The correct answer would be blue. Once you have completed the CAPTCHA question, select Save. Selecting Save will submit your material for review to the NCRTM. If you select Save but receive an error message, review the message. The message usually appears if you skipped a field or filled one out incorrectly. The message will let you know what needs to be corrected. Correct any fields that require attention, then complete the CAPTCHA if prompted, and select Save to submit the material. If you continue to receive an error message, please email the NCRTM staff at ncrtm@neweditions.net. You have now completed filling out the form and submitted the material to the NCRTM library. The NCRTM staff will review the submission and follow up with you if there are any questions. Conclusion. Thank you for taking the time to learn how to complete the form. If you have additional questions, please email the NCRTM staff at ncrtm@neweditions.net. The National Clearinghouse of Rehabilitation Training Materials, NCRTM, is maintained by New Editions Consulting, Inc., and sponsored by the U.S. Department of Education Rehabilitation Services Administration, RSA, under contract number 91990021C0033. However, these contents do not necessarily represent the policy of the Department of Education, and you should not assume endorsement by the federal government.